Okay, I'm going to be sending everybody over here in a second. For some reason, the stream did it again. So let me get everybody a link and I'll send you over. So yeah, just give me another second or so. And then we'll get started with our wonderful lesson tonight, which is how to get better at sight reading. Okay, here we go. Streamception again, everybody. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, here is the link to the new stream. Okay, that should do it, right? Let's see. Okay, perfect. All right, it looks like people are moving over now. If anybody asks in the old stream what's going on, just send them over to the link that I have provided you, and hopefully that will get everybody over. So, sorry about that again, but I don't know what keeps happening with that and why it is so interesting. I'm going to have to work on that, see if I can find a fix for that, because I really don't know what's going on with that. All right, let me get a couple of things in order here, and then we're going to get started. All right, let me say hello to people. Andy says yabba dabba do. I think you were the one that posted about the Flintstones Mozart kind of thing. Hey, Jordan is here. Welcome, Jordan. Welcome, everybody else out here. Andy's here. We got Laredo back again. Adria's here once again. Larry made it. I saw you in the other stream, Larry. I was hoping that everybody would make it over. And Barbara is here. Let me see. Okay, it looks like almost everybody else is over. Let me just give everybody... okay, to join stream. I just want to make sure everybody makes it over. Okay, how's everybody doing tonight? I am doing pretty well, you know, other than the few glitches here or there in our live stream, but it looks like we got everything started. Lorena says, good morning, Tim, and fellow students. I trust you are all well and had an awesome weekend. Yep, wide awake and ready for a good sight reading lesson in the worthwhile company of you all. So likewise, and Carol is back once again, so I'm so happy you could make it back with us, Carol. I know you had posted in the comments or the groups or the group before that I saw that you weren't able to make it, but now you're back. Hooray! All right, we got TJ Washington back again. Welcome out to our live stream. Carol's back again, Carol Etchoff. Hello everybody from Jacksonville, North Carolina. All right, glad to have you with us. All right, I hope everybody's pumped up, ready to learn. It looks like we got a good amount of students here to start off us on the lesson. So we're going to get started here in just a couple of seconds. So everybody just chime in if you want. In the meantime, I'm going to get the Facebook stream started so we can get started strong in our lesson about sight reading. So just give me another couple of seconds and we'll be good to go. Hello students, and welcome out to our classroom piano lessons on the web. We meet live every Friday, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in joining us live on a more regular basis, I suggest you go to the website pianolessonsontheweb.com/community, where you can see a calendar of what we're talking about. Of course, you'll want to go after our class tonight, but just make sure you write that down. I'll include it in the description of this video. So welcome out, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great week. Hopefully everybody's ready to learn. Put on your thinking caps and away we go. We got Rahulio here. I believe it's your first time here. How you are? I am doing well. How are you? Glad to have you out with us. Pumped and ready to go and strong. All right, wonderful. Don't forget to smash the like button, says Real Winslet fan, or Andy as I should say. Okay, I'm doing good. Going through some sunset photos I took recently, says Adria. All right. Well, welcome out, everybody, especially everybody out on both Facebook and YouTube. Leave a like on the Facebook page if you're new to make sure you get, updates on when we're meeting. Same thing with YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, I think we're ready. So let me get a couple of things situated. I want to tell you to share this lesson. We got 25 people here in YouTube. I know we can do a lot better than that. So make sure you subscribe. Share this video on your favorite social media. Let your friends know about our wonderful classroom. Very much appreciated. Okay, here we go. Hello students, your piano teacher Tim here from Piano Lessons on the Web, the classroom dedicated to giving you the opportunity to power up your piano skills and share them with the world. And today I'm going to give you some tips on how to sight read better. We had a lesson already on sight reading, how to sight read the best way. Look that up on YouTube. I also included a link in the description for you to catch you up on that. We're talking about how to get better at it. And the first thing you really need to know is that sight reading needs to become a regular part of your practice routine. If you want to get better at something, what should you do? You should do it more often. I would even do sight reading first when you practice so it isn't forgotten about. That's like when I wake up in the morning, I exercise almost first thing. Why? Because if I don't, I'm going to forget about it or I'm going to be too tired later on. So make sure, because it's so important, to get that in as part of your warm-up when you practice. All right, let's get on to the next thing. Okay, the next tip is sight reading in different keys. So if you're sight reading in just the key of C, you are limiting yourself by quite a bit. And that's because in real music is actually in different keys. So just taking this prelude, for example, you have the key of E flat major. So, actually it's in C minor. So what you want to do is you want to be practicing sight reading in different keys regularly so that you become more accustomed to them. Because if I'm used to playing this in the key of C and I go down to play it, I'm not going to be used to playing all these, all these sharps and flats, and I might miss them. And you don't want that. So make sure you're looking for different sight reading examples in different keys. All right, and let's get on to the next tip. Let me read actually first. Start with the key of C, and then actually you want to try examples. Let me get us back to, back to this page. So start reading in different keys. You want to start with the key of C. That's the easiest one. Then you want to go to the key of G, which has 1 sharp, the key of D with 2 sharps, and the key of A with 3 sharps. So you want to go through them in order of difficulty. You don't want to start at C and then sight read something in C sharp with 7 sharps. I don't think that's going to work out too well. It wouldn't work out well for me. So make sure to start out, at the lower end of the difficulty and work your way up. Okay, let's go on to our next tip. Sight read in different genre of music. So, if you're used to sight reading something in classical all the time, or maybe you are taking my advice from the other lesson and you're sight reading through church hymnals and you've done a bunch of those, well, after a while you will still keep getting good progress at sight reading doing that, but you're going to want to change up the style. And that's because if you're interested in learning how to play piano, chances are you're going to want to play your favorite pop tunes, maybe some jazz, maybe some classical. So you really, really want to be practicing your sight reading in all those different genres as well. So let's take a look. Right on time, right on time. You know me by now. The allergies just wait. That's because we're in a basement, probably. But what's weird is sometimes I come down here and it's no problem. Whenever I'm not live streaming, coincidentally. Okay, let me get one thing up on the screen if you're wondering what I'm doing. So here we have an example of a jazz tune, Satin Doll. So some differences that you might expect from something like something jazz like this compared to classical is, one, that you are going to be playing in different rhythms. You're going to have different swing rhythms. syncopated rhythms. As you notice, actually, this is written in lead sheet, meaning that the chords are written out for, they aren't written out for your left hand. In fact, they just give you the chord symbols at the top, and you have to do the melody on top. So it's even a good idea to sight read in different, not only different styles, but different types of manuscript, you know, such as lead sheet, and then your standard obvious, you know, the normal type that we have, the treble clef and bass clef written out as well. So make sure you try different genres, different styles, different ways the music is written, because this will actually come up in the music you play. And if you're used to sight reading it, then your sight reading skills will be applied to that. And sight reading is, by the way, is all about reading from sight. So once you can do that, you can pick up pieces much easier. It actually makes the experience of playing piano 100 times better, I'm telling you that, because when you first start, it's going to be so frustrating to get the pieces to sound the way you want. Well, if you're a good sight reader, they sound the way you want almost right off the bat. They might be a little slow, might be a little sloppy, but hey, at least it's sounding like something. So let's get on to our next tip. Okay, I want to say hello to Gregory, who's back again. Rahulio says it's his second time here. I apologize that I didn't remember you here one time, but if you keep coming back, I will remember you. Let's get everybody in the chat here for a second. We got Summer Chan is here again. Hello, Summer Chan. Welcome back. Nikki Hoffman is back again. So happy you could make it back out. We got some new returning students I haven't seen in a while. I'm really excited that you're back. Okay, let us get on with the next part. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let me get this back up. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you is try sight reading real pieces. So, you know, if you remember from the first lesson, I gave you, you know, belmont.edu. I'll put that link in the description as well of the sight reading examples we had there. They were really examples. They weren't like really full-scale songs or anything. So say you do all those and you're like, I'm really looking for another challenge. And maybe even as you're working through those, you want to do this one thing. Find real sheet music to play that's probably a little bit below your current playing level and sight read through that. If you find it too difficult, you can break it up hand separate, but you really want to start sight reading actual real pieces, because that's more like what you're going to be seeing when you actually do start reading your music. So, you know, for example, again, I have this prelude right here, and I've played this one a long time ago, so this is basically a sight reading for me. So obviously I'm going to just sight read through this first line here. And am I going to go fast? No. All the same rules apply to sight reading. You want to go slow. You want to aim for accuracy as much as you can. Here's the second measure here. And there you go. I played through the first two measures there. So obviously this is something that would be good for me to sight read because it's just a little bit below, or a bit below, my current playing level. So it is doable for me. Now, some of the other pieces in the Well-Tempered Clavier, which is the book that we're in right now, are not so easy. I'm not sure. Wait a second. I should have had the piano up for that last part. But as you can see, they get more and more complicated, so I'd probably slow it down. I might even break it up hand separate as I'm sight reading through the rest of these. Whoops. And you get the idea. Then I would sight read through that one. So actually start finding real sheet music to practice through. You probably have like different books that you're working through, either method books. You know, just pick a song that you haven't looked through before. You don't have to sight read the whole thing. Maybe just sight read the first two lines every time you sight read, just so you're sight reading in little bits here or there. You don't need to do the entire thing. Okay, let's take a look at our next tip. Hey, Papa Bless must be fans of H3H3, which I am actually. Okay. And that's really it, because a lot of the stuff we talked about we covered in the other lesson. Now we're gonna have a class discussion here. Okay, so I want to know, what are your questions about sight reading? Obviously, I'm going to make a follow-up video even to this one at some point about sight reading, and I would really like to know your comments or concerns in the comments. So leave them in the comments. Leave any questions you have. Really, really would appreciate it. As we share together as a classroom, we become stronger students and we become better players. So I appreciate any input you have. Okay, Real Ones of Fans says stream went away for 5 minutes. Please tell Andy to refresh the stream if anybody else is watching. Okay, so anybody in the class right now, do you have any questions about sight reading? Maybe you didn't attend the other live stream we had. Actually, that was like a year ago already, last summer, maybe last August when we talked about this. So let me know any questions you have in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Oh, we have a great one here already from Carol Christensen. Carol asks, should we read through the notes first before we play them? That's a really good question. And the answer actually is yes, even though I haven't mentioned this. So back when I first ever came across sight reading, actually wasn't in piano, believe it or not. It was part of band. And for band, you had to have auditions to see like what seat you were going to sit in, like what level you were at. And part of it was sight reading, and I was awful at it at the time. But what my teacher, Mr. Weaver, always taught us to do is take a minute to actually analyze the music first, then start sight reading. I'm actually at a level now to where, unless the sight reading is like above my current level or at my current level, I really don't need to do that as much. But I actually do, with my students, do this kind of thing. So let me show you. So we're looking at this sheet of music. And I always ask them, okay, I'm sitting at this sheet of music for the very first time. I've never seen it in my life. What are some things I'm going to be on the lookout for? And the answers I want from them are a few things. One, time signature. This is in not cut time, common time. So that's just 4/4. That's easy to understand. A lot of this information actually is right in the beginning. What is the key signature? You have 3 flats. What are the 3 flats you have? B, E, and A. Are there anything you have to look out for the clefs? No, it looks pretty standard. There's treble clef on top, bass clef on the bottom. So once you check those few things right in the beginning, then what you want to do is you want to start scrolling through the piece, looking for accidentals, which are sharps, flats, or naturals, not part of the key signature. As you can see, this has a lot of them. You might also want to be on the lookout for dynamics, even though, in my opinion, when you're sight reading, especially when you're doing it as a beginner, it's probably going to be lower on your priority. I would say the priority when you sight read is notes first, then close second is rhythms, and then, dynamics, and then probably all the articulations and things like that. Obviously, once you get good at sight reading, you want to start adding as much of the detail in there as possible. Okay, and then some other things I'll be on the lookout for are ties. I always bring this up. Students, I think I'm weird for bringing this up so much. But ties, only because I know that ties for me and all my other students are really, really commonly forgotten about. That's the way to say it. Or they're really commonly forgotten about. So you want to look out for that. You want to look out actually also for hard sections, which for this fugue, it's like the entire thing. Bach fugues are really, really tough. At least for me, they are, because don't get me wrong, I can figure them out, but they take a lot. Let me show you what I'm doing. They take a lot of work getting the fingering through. So as you're going through, you want to be looking out for difficult sections as well. So just to go real quick, time signature, you want to be on the lookout for. Key signature, any naturals or anything like that in the middle of the piece. And then like smaller things like dynamics or articulations and difficult sections you want to be on the lookout for. And then, of course, you want to abide by my number one tip, which is, what do you think? Go slow, right? Hey, Fireflower's here again, everybody. We got Fireflower here again. Wait, we got some more questions here. Don't forget changes to the clef, says Andy, Real Winslet fan. Thank you so much for that, Andy. That's very true. Let me get to some other questions that have come in that I may have missed, and then I'll work my way down. Hey, Randy says, woo, finally found my way here. Welcome, Randy. I believe it's your first time, or at least your first few times here. You're welcome to join us anytime. So happy to have you as part of our class. Again, we meet Fridays, Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out. We'll be meeting again next Friday at the same time. Okay, let's take a look here. My tutor has taught me to scan the music and find the highest and lowest notes on each staff. That's not a bad idea. Okay. The time to key signatures. Yep, the longest, shorter notes. The sight reading. So we got one from My74 or Mal74. Mal74. I couldn't tell whether it was an I or an L. Does sight reading, hold on, let you hear the notes in your head before you play them? Sort of. Actually, something you want to practice that will help you with that is called ear training. I have a course over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, that I'll talk about here in a second. But if you want to learn more about ear training, I don't have a lot of ear training lessons on YouTube, but I do have some. So let's try to find some. Okay. So we're using Microsoft Edge, so we'll see how this goes. This whole thing might blow up. Okay, so pro tip. Anytime you're looking for a video I've ever done, just type in the topic, ear training, and then type in lessons on the web. And okay, so I have a playlist on ear training that pops up first. I want you to check that out because that will really, really help you out. And then it doesn't look like I have a whole lot of lessons on ear training, so I do need more of those. So everybody just give me a second. I need to blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Rich is here. I was wondering where you're at, Rich. Glad to have you with us. Okay, first time here, says Randy. Well, excellent, Randy. Glad to have you out with us. You're welcome back anytime. Okay, clef changes can trip you, says Barbara. I agree. We got Laredo. How often should we go through nomenclature or vocabulary? Great question. Something I don't bring up enough, I would say. I don't know. I mean, as it comes up, obviously, if you're working through a new piece and you see something you've never seen before, what I want you to do, for all of you to be aware of, is over on Wikipedia, there's the list of, actually, if you just type this in anywhere, it should come up. List of musical terms, I think that's called. That's not really what I was looking for. Of course, because I am using Microsoft. All right, here we go. So just type in list of musical terms, and I don't know, like Wikipedia. Or go to wikipedia.com. Click, here it is. List of musical symbols. That's what it is. That's why I was messing it up. Sorry about that. So go to Wikipedia, type in list of musical symbols, and then the great thing about this is that a lot of times you'll know like what the symbol is because it'll be in your music, but you won't know what it's called. So what you want to do is you just want to scroll down here. Over on the left they have the symbols, and you look until you find the one you want. So say you have this kind of thing, and you know that would be a C clef, or more accurately, alto. That would be an alto clef right there. So list of musical symbols on Wikipedia, I think, will go a long way. So you look them up as you find them, but you might want to actually just spend some time, I don't know, every couple of weeks, reading through the list of musical symbols to see if there's anything you've never seen before. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hey, we got Bronze Knight here. Bronze Knight says, "Hi, this is my first time here and a piano major." So you're a piano major. You're going to music school, correct? Really, really happy to hear about that. At least I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, oh man, that brings me back to when I was at Westchester and I was a piano major, and they just beat us into submission with practice, practice, practice. Tons of courses that we had to take all the time. I remember getting up at like 6 in the morning to go practice. And this goes along with what I talked about in the beginning of the lesson, why you should sight read probably towards the beginning of your lesson, because when I went to practice at 6 in the morning or 6:30 by the time I got there, the great thing about that is, sure, I could go practice again later in the day, but that meant that my practice at least got in that day. So if I wasn't feeling well later or I was too busy, I at least got that time in the morning. Mornings are really, really valuable. Even to me now, I try to get a lot of work done in the morning. Get confused looking at all sharps and flats. So yeah, start out with the key of C, Rahulio, and then work your way up from there. If you're getting confused by sharps and flats early on, that's pretty normal. That just means you want to, like I said, work your way up. Start with the key of C, no sharps, no flats, key of G, then one sharp. Don't jump from no sharps to all sharps. That will really, really mess you up. Lorena says, when we practice, should we always go through each and every scale as a warm-up? Not every time you practice, but you really should. Real Ones and Fans says, I do 2 scales and arpeggios every day. You can do it like that, where, like, say you practice over a week, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do 2 to 3 scales a day. That would be fine, so long as you're going through them each week. If you get really good at scales, honestly, it doesn't take that long to go through them all. I'm going to go through them all, at least all the majors, right now. So, oops. Oops. Okay, maybe I won't go through them all because I'm realizing that this is going to take... I mean, obviously, it'll take less than 5 minutes to go through them all, but I don't want to like just kind of bog down the lesson with the whole thing. But it really doesn't take that much time. Okay. Actually, if you're only doing one scale or one octave, that really doesn't take a lot of time at all. Okay. I do 2... Okay, this is my first time here. Okay, I already read that one from Bronze Knight. I'm a little confused, says Carol Christensen. Wait a second. Okay, I'm a little confused. We are supposed to start at a level below where we think we are. But don't we do sight reading too when we are doing a song on our real level? That is true, but you're only doing sight reading maybe the first few times you play it. Really the first time you play it, and that's it. After you play a piece more than once, it's no longer sight reading. And then think about it for a second, right? You may be thinking, well, do I need to sight read it at all if when I learn a piece that is sight reading? Well, yeah, because think about it. When you're learning a piece, you're working on it probably for a few weeks at least, I would think. At least a lot of the pieces I work on, working on for a few weeks to a few months. So think about it. By the end of it, you will have played that one piece maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of times. So you really only sight read it once. So you're really only sight reading then at once every few months. So you want to be reading new music constantly to really get the full benefit of sight reading. Rich says, I think, Laredo, I think it's important to develop your own practice routine, especially if you're teaching yourself. Very true. There's no real set practice that you should be doing. You know yourself and you should decide. Good advice. Thank you. Okay, truly appreciate it, says Laredo. Carol's losing it. All right. Because I thought I saw that already. For example, if the song has arpeggios in it, arpeggios, says Rich, in it, then I might practice some arpeggio exercises. Okay, so if you see arpeggios in your pieces, then, that's a real practical view. If you see arpeggios, then you practice them. You still might want to go through your stuff every now and again, like say one day a week when you practice, just say, okay, I'm really going to lengthen my warm-up. So I'm going to play through all my scales, all my arpeggios, just to kind of make sure you're getting through them at least once a week. But actually, when I was in music school, I practiced my scales every single day. And I probably could go back and do that and polish them up, because when you learn scales, you'll get to a point where you get really good at them. But if you don't play them all the time, like I don't, like I really should, they kind of fall out of your fingers a little bit. But the good news is that if I spent a week really going at them again, I could learn them real easy. In fact, I think in 2 days I could have it. Should we go around the circle of fifths, says Larry. So, yes, you can do that. So when you're first starting out, going along with what I said, start with the key of C. And then you want to go to the key of G. By the way, the key of C has 0 sharps, 0 flats. Then you go up the circle of fifths, which is up to G. You play the G scale, which only has 1 sharp. After you play the G scale, you go up 5 from there to the D scale. The D scale then has 2 sharps. And then 5 up from there is A with 3 sharps. So yeah, that way you're going in order. Once you are really good at playing your scales, I would actually do them chromatically. So I'm going to start on C, and I'm going to go to C sharp. So once you get good at them, do them like that. I'm already getting better at them, just playing them here just a few seconds. Just like that. Okay, let's take a look at what else we have. I don't know why I said it like that. Doing scales is helpful now to me, says Carol. I really didn't like them at first, but they are growing on me. I feel that way with pretty much anything about piano. Music theory especially, I did not like at first, but since I worked on it, now I understand it really well, and I can pick up new stuff really fast. It's actually gotten quite enjoyable. Excuse me. Got some burps going on. Different 2 or 3 each day at the moment. Okay, experimenting with different ways to play them. Oh, triplets, etc. Okay. Carol's Etchoff says, I do the Hanon book daily, and it really works for me. That's wonderful. The Hanon, especially if you're like in the earlier stages, even as an intermediate, Hanon exercises are really, really helpful in developing your two-handed coordination. Laredo says, thanks, Tim, for the valuable tips you always share with us. You're very welcome, Laredo. And anybody else, if you felt like this lesson was helpful and you want to help support our community, there's 2 great ways of doing that. One is leaving a super chat, really always appreciated. And then another we're going to talk about a little later, which is getting courses over on my website. But we'll talk about that once I get through some more questions and comments. Okay, last month I did all 12 major scales each day, but just one octave. So you can do that. If you only have so much time and you want to just get through them all just to make sure you're getting the right sharps, flats, and the fingering one octave, you can do that. Can you teach us about passing chords and notes? Well, sure. That's actually pretty easy. I don't know. Passing chords, I don't know if I've ever heard that term. I think I've heard it before. So say you have... Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I would think, honestly, if you have a C chord, and then your next chord is a D chord, right? Oh, I do know about passing chords. I know about passing diminished chords. So you play a C chord, D chord. So whenever you're doing a passing tone or a passing chord, you're really picking a chord in between the two chords or notes you're looking at, and you want to play that. So C chord, and then what a good thing to do is to play a C sharp diminished chord to a D. See how that almost has like a really cool like... That's like a pretty neat progression. So all you do, you pick two adjacent chords or two chords next to each other. Then you go up a half step. You build a diminished chord on that, and then you go to the next chord. And that's your passing chord. A passing tone is even easier to explain because say you have C, and then your next note's E, right? Well, a passing tone would just be a D in between them. So there's your passing tone right there. Keeping in mind that if you have a C chord on the bottom, your chord tones are C, E, and G. So a passing tone is specifically a non-chord tone, meaning it cannot be part of the chord. So if you have a chord tone here, this D is what passes in between them. So there's a simple explanation of passings, passing tones and passing chords. All right. Adria says, sometimes when I did, what I did was switch my practice times. Okay. If I had something else going on later in the day, I would practice in the morning instead of the afternoon. That's a good way to do it. You know, be flexible. I'm a big morning warrior, I would say. I love to get things done in the morning because I never know how I'm going to feel later in the day. Usually I'm doing all right, but, you know, at least I got to that. Okay, let's take a look. Carol Christensen says, that makes sense. Thanks, Tim. I get it. You're very welcome, Carol. Rich says, at Tim, I finally uploaded a new video, Kuja's theme. You know what, Rich? After you mentioned that, by the way, awesome. Second of all, after you had mentioned that a couple of live streams ago, maybe last week, I actually practiced it as well. I don't have it like real good, but I actually started practicing more this week. I practiced maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week. I really should be getting 7. I know. But I'm a busy guy. So I'm working my way up. You know, I'm all about improvement, by the way. So, you know, to 1 week snap your hands and be like, I'm going to practice every day, all day long. That's just not realistic for me. But if I go, you know, if I practice 3 days this week, I'm going to go for 4 the next week, then 5 or 6. And then work my way up from there. But yeah, I actually practiced that one. It's really, the hand span is the real tricky part to it. But I'm really excited to look at your, I am subscribed to your channel, so I will take a look at your video later on. That's awesome. My routine is 10, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, and then 2 hours and 15-minute breaks in 2-hour breaks. Okay, that works. That works. 6 days a week and play for church. That's excellent. So you're getting plenty of practice time in, Carol. Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. Great that you're playing for church as well. Another great way to not only to be a part of a community. You know, there's a big community part of learning piano. I always try to bring that up, you know, in our class where I talk about sharing with others. You know, the merch says learn, master, and share. And share is part of that because, you know, learning music has such a big community aspect because a lot of us, yeah, sure, we may just learn and play for ourselves, But we may put videos on YouTube, we might play at church, we might play in a band, and there's a huge community aspect to that. So I think that's awesome that you're a part of your church. Lorena says, LOL, I've always been under the impression that arpeggios are only related to chords, meaning they are chords that are broken up. That's true, as opposed to scale. Well, you are correct, but they are commonly practiced with scales. I think just because, so you get both worlds, your chords and your scales. Half the Scoot says, Andy, bye all. Thanks for the stream, Tim. You're very welcome. Have a great night. Fingering is important. I agree. Sorry, Tim, I have to go, but my 9 o'clock appointment. That's okay, Jordan. I completely understand. I'll be in contact with you. Great hearing from you. And, best wishes. Glad that you could make it out with us tonight. Okay, Bronze Knight says, given you asked me if I'm enrolled in music school and answer your question, I'm not, but I'm taking music theory courses. Awesome. Oral skill courses and piano lessons while having a music theory app on my phone. Wonderful. So you are, really deep into learning. That's terrific. Enjoy the rest of the lesson, everybody, says Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I didn't miss you because I realize I'm going through the questions a little bit after they come in. That was only a couple. Keep a practice log. Have a good one, Jordan. I'll talk to you soon. And then we got Carol says, keep a practice log. Rhea says, I wish we could have a lesson on different types of chords someday. Passing chords, okay. Over and above chords lessons we have had thus far. I do cover more about chords in the courses over on my website. pianolessonsontheweb.com. I will do a chord, there will be more chord lessons on the way. I actually have one planned. I don't entirely remember what it is. It's not about passing chords, though. How do I practice reading treble and bass clef at the same time? Great question. By doing it, actually. Well, going slow, things like, actually, let me get you a lesson because we did this a while ago. Okay, so what I want you to do, now let me do this, hold on. What I want you to do is go over to the YouTube and type in how to read notes, both clefs, and, okay, here you go. Check out this lesson we did about 7 months ago, the best strategy reading sheet music for both hands at the same time. Obviously has my face on it. And then there should be another one. Oh, right here. That's more recent, about a month ago. How to read notes on both clefs at the same time. So check those two out. I think you'll like those. Okay, students. Whoops. That's me. All right. Back here again. Okay. It looks like I've gotten through all the questions. So let me get to the next part of the live stream here. Just give me a second, everybody, so we can see what's going on. Okay, terrific. Okay. All right, here we go. Are you looking to take your piano skills to that next level, far beyond what YouTube can offer you? Well, the courses over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, can help you do just that. I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn more about piano, music theory, ear training, sight reading, rhythm, and pretty much anything I thought that you would need to become a well-rounded piano player and musician. There's courses for beginners, intermediate, and advanced students. So there are courses that cover things that I have not covered and probably will never cover on the YouTube channel, at least in as much detail as I do in these courses. Courses come with obviously lifetime access, but they also not only include instructional videos, just like the ones you see over and love over here on our YouTube channel, but they also include practice examples, printable sheet music, assignments, activities, and a lot more to not only ensure that you're learning each topic, but you're mastering it and practicing it as well. So go over to pianolessonsontheweb.com and check it out. I want to tell you one more thing. From right now until June 22nd, there's a sale going on. So you can get a sale on all individual courses and course packs. If you sign up for a course pack, you're actually getting a really, really good deal because you're getting a bundle of them actually centered around whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, or you can get all of them even for a much lower price, because courses individually are, well, on discount, they're $19.99, but together, so as you can see here, the beginner's pack comes with 4 courses for $32.99. That is quite a deal, which would be what, normally $80, right? 20, because if this would be 20, 40, 60, 80 for 4 of them. Yep. So as you can see, just the beginner's pack's great. Now the intermediate advanced packs are a little bit more expensive, but as you can see, they come with 9 courses. So they come with quite a lot of courses in comparison. And then of course the best deal is the all course access, which you can, grab a hold of on the sale here. So like I said, if you're ready to take things to that next level, you love what you see over here on the YouTube channel, but you're just looking for more, well, my courses can deliver. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so what do you have to lose? Go to pianolessonsontheweb.com right now and start pursuing your dream of learning piano and music. Okay, now we're back. I had to tell everybody about that because, if you're a part of our classroom, I thought you should know about that because you can really learn a lot more over on my website. And it's a great way to also help out our community here, help out the YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Rahulio says, how do I practice? Okay, I read that before. Thank you for yet another truly inspirational lesson in interaction, says Laredo. I really enjoy and love being a part of our great family of piano enthusiasts. We are maestros in the making, courtesy of Tim. I might steal that line and put it into my, my marketing, but because I like that. Maestros in the making. Piano enthusiast is also a good one. You're very welcome, by the way, Laredo. I was just enamored by your wonderful writing skills there. Okay, any questions before we go? It looks like things are kind of dwindling down here as far as comments or questions. Any last-minute comments or questions, please let me know while they are coming in. Let me go to my website one more time. Not to pitch the courses, but to tell you that there's a community page over there. If you're interested in joining us again, for more live streams, you can scroll down on the community page, take a look. I actually need to fill out some more of the topics tomorrow, but we have a calendar of what we're talking about and when, and the links to those live streams. So you just click on the one you want to attend, and there's your link. What I want you to do, though, was a better idea, because YouTube is kind of iffy sometimes, letting us know when we're meeting, is go and fill out this form. Just put in your email, your first name, and you're going to get an email 30 minutes from me before we meet, reminding you that we're meeting and giving you the link to our live stream. So I wanted to tell you about that because I find that the email from me is a lot more reliable than the one from YouTube, which doesn't quite make it all the time. Okay, Rich. Wait, hold on. Let me read through. Carol Christensen says, thanks, Tim. This is a great lesson, and every lesson you give, it's so appreciated and keeps me motivated. You're very welcome, Carol. Thanks for coming out. Always appreciated. And it's Rich's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to Rich. Happy birthday to Rich. Happy birthday to Rich. Happy birthday to Rich. There, I wanted to sing for you because I'm not a very good singer, and I wanted to punish you for forcing me to play something for you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with you. Okay, Rich says, Tim, please play a piece. My birthday is this week. You can't refuse. Let's see. Should I play? Let me try to find the piece I was working on earlier. I'm not going to be able to play the whole thing because I just started practicing it. but I started practicing the prelude in A flat major, and I haven't practiced it in a few days, so I hope this goes well. By Bach. So just give me a second. Carol says, very welcome. Happy birthday, Rich. Awesome. Okay, I'm almost there. It's if I don't get taken out by the allergies by then. They are attacking me. But I think I'll be alright. Okay, meanwhile, if you've never been to my website, because it's making me wait until I can download this thing. Never mind. Wait a second. Wait a second. So once the live stream's over, head over to Piano Lessons on the web. Oops, I should have put .com. I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, you know what to do. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's see if I can play this. Of course I can play it. I'll play the first few lines. Excuse me, man. Okay, I guess that's what it's doing. All right, here we go. Oops. All right, need more time to practice this. Let me find something. Let's find something else to play for you. That I haven't played Moonlight Sonata, but I've played that for you. Oh, happy birthday! Here we go. Happy birthday! All right, here we go. I can do this one. Ready? Ready? That's not right either. Oh. Thanks, everybody. My wish is that everybody uploads videos and then playing so I can see the wonderful students doing what we do love. All right. Thank you for having this live stream. The piano is very special to me, it being the first instrument I played, and that was meant a lot to me. All right, you're very welcome. Glad to have you out with us here, Bronze Knight. Happy you could join us. This is why it pays to improvise, everybody. We're learning how to improvise. Helio says we'll join your website tomorrow. Have to drink beer and practice. Okay, hold on, I have to stop and read this. Have to drink beer and practice Journey open arms tonight. All right, excellent. Glad to hear that, Helio. All right, let me start again, and then maybe I'll play something else. Maybe I'll play like Fur Elise or something. Okay, Kuja's theme. Thanks for a great lesson. Play Open Arms. I'm not sure about how to play that one, but I will try to find Kuja's theme here. That's Final Fantasy 9, right? Alright, give me a second here. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I don't know if this is the same one I did or not. I think it might be. Okay. Let's try it out. I may have to play it a little bit slow, but man. Oops. I had to scroll it up some more. Whoa, the fingering. Man, I have to scroll again. What? Okay, hold on. G, B, D. Yeah. All right, and then oh, it's only 2 more lines. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's why it sounded weird. There we go. What a great piece. Uematsu is my favorite composer. All right, I made it through. I wish I had known this ahead of time. I would have practiced it earlier today, but I got through it. All right, happy birthday to Rich. Carol says, this is a beautiful piece. I don't know why I said it. You're welcome, but awesome to hear. That's a beautiful piece, says Mal. Or I'm not sure if you're a boy or girl, Mal, but they agree. And Whenever I go through these piano lessons, I always think of Tim as Billy Joel's lovable and unforgettable piano man. Thank you so much. Tim, did I inspire you to learn that song? Yeah, you did actually, because you'd mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I think that would be really cool. And I did play it from beginning to end, but that was already a few days ago. But yeah, you did. Thanks for playing it for us, Tim. What a good way to end the lesson. I agree. Oh, Steve. Okay, that's right. Okay, so Steve agrees. That's a beautiful piece. All right, any other comments or questions before we check out tonight? It was a wonderful... Wait, hold on. Okay. It was a wonderful class. I really enjoyed playing for you all, and I think we had a wonderful time together, once again sharing some insights. Tim, do you have any vacation plans? No, not right now. I'm planning on buying a house, hopefully. I submitted my information. Now, I submitted it late on Friday, so I probably won't hear back from them until... I'll probably actually hear back from them tomorrow, I would think. So I submitted all my information to get pre-approved for a mortgage. So hopefully everything goes well. I talked to the lender on the phone. I mean, it went well, but they won't really know until they look at all my stuff. But I had a lot of questions, and they didn't seem to be bothered by anything I had to tell them. I have a lot of good things working for me. So we'll see what happens. That's my plan for the summer, is to get that house bought. And then hopefully move us over into a new studio. And then, I don't want to tell you too far into what my plans are. I do still want to get the Skype lessons in there, but I really want to get further along on this house thing, because that is going to take up a lot of time for me to get right. But probably what we'll do is, once we move into, thank you very much, Rich, and once we move into a new studio, I do plan on doing more live streams, at least one more. And Rich, you're going to hate this, but it's going to be a daytime live stream, because I realize that there are a lot of students. Believe it or not, our videos are really big in India, and actually a lot of people in India cannot attend our live stream because it's like I think it's 5:30 a.m. for them right now. Let me look at this. Current time India. Okay, so it's 5:30 when we start. It's 6:30 right now. So I would like to do it at a different time to get more people in. I would also want to experiment with some different video series, but we're going to put that for later. I need to get this taken care of first, because if I start doing too many things right now, it's all not going to work out. Rolio says, everybody join his website. I agree. So if you're interested in learning way more than ever before and supporting our community at the same time, go to pianolessonsontheweb.com. Very productive. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get to everybody. Please get a new pet. I will. I want a new cat. I really want a new cat. Let's see. Have a great, productive, prosperity, and a truly blessed week ahead, everybody. Keenly looking forward to seeing you again on Friday. Wishing Friday arrive quickly in another 24 hours. I kind of do and I kind of don't, because I don't want to wish all my time away. But I do look forward to seeing you all again. So I do agree with you on that, Laredo. You're very welcome, Larry. Thanks for coming out again. I'm glad you could come out with us once again. Carol says, blessed to all, have a great week. And until Fridays, prayers for all. I agree, prayers for all. Carol says, good night, everybody. Have a great week. I hope you have good news on your new home. So excited for you. Thank you so much. So I hope that I come back with good news. Like I said, I'll know tomorrow, or at least soon. I don't know when they're going to get back to me. They didn't say, but as soon as they go through my stuff, they'll let me know. I really would be surprised if I don't get approved for anything, but there is a chance that if I don't get approved for enough to buy the house that I like kind of want, like if it's too dingy or whatever, it's like too, you know what I mean? Like I'll probably just wait until, or too small. I'll wait until next year's tax returns when I submit those, because that'll be even better and that'll help me out. But I'm feeling good about it. We'll see. Daytime streams, no, says Rich. Well, they won't all. You'll still have your regular nighttime streams. And hey, you got 2 nighttime streams. If I do 1 daytime stream, you still got 2. Get a Himalayan cat. They are so affectionate and almost like a dog. They love people. I wonder if your lender goes to your YouTube channel to check your workout. I doubt it. I never told them what my YouTube channel was. She didn't even seem that interested in exactly what I do. She did ask me, but she didn't we didn't really get into it. She just kind of wanted to know, generally what I did. Hope the new home is allergen free. Cheers, everybody. You know what I'm planning on getting, like near where I'm going to sit in my office, is an allergen filter. I would get one now, but they're like a few $100s for a good one. And right now I'm trying to save as much money as possible. So I don't want to like be buying stuff. I'm gonna have to buy things for the new home anyway. So I got my fingers crossed. Hopefully I'll have good news for everybody. And myself soon, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. The new home. Okay, I read that. Good night to everybody. All right. Good luck, says Adria. Thank you very much, Adria. Glad you could make it out again. Happy birthday to Rich once again. So I'm not going to ask you how old you are. I can kind of guess. I imagine you're around my age. So you're probably... I'll leave it at that. All right. So Laredo, have a great one. Glad to have you with us. We got Carol back again. Adria. Anybody else? You have bad allergies. How did you survive having cat? I'm not allergic to cats so much as I am allergic to pollen. I am allergic to mold, which is probably why I don't do so well in the basement. There's not like black mold anywhere that I can see, but you know, being down in the basement, it's damp. So chances are, you know, there's probably some kind of mold down here. But as far as like cat dander and stuff, I'm not as allergic to that. Okay, Rahulio, thanks again. Larry, thanks for coming. We got Mal, thanks for coming. And anybody else, if I forgot you, I'm sorry. But, Bronze Knight, thanks for coming out. My tips, Barbara, I'll read this as our last comment today. Barbara says, my pets adopt me. 2 cats have walked right in and made themselves at home this spring. Awesome. I love cats. So that's great news for you. Hopefully I'll have similar news, maybe, but only 1 cat at first. All right, everybody, thanks for coming out to be a part of our classroom. It means so much to me that you're a part of this. It gets better and better all the time, our class. We get stronger, we're better students, and we're getting more and more students coming to our live streams, which makes me really happy. So anyway, have a great night, and I'll talk to you on Friday. Have a great week. Thanks, everybody. All right, thanks, Carol. Thanks, everybody. Happy birthday again, Rich, and have a great one.